Identifying.
The king of cakes. Chopper for the win.
G'day guys, welcome back to Cakes by Chopper. Today we have the custom Dr. Seuss Converse shoes that I actually have a pair of thanks to my best mate Woody. Head over to the Cakes by Chopper Facebook page, print off the template. As you can see on the sole of this shoe, there's 3 lines. I've actually edited that now, there's only 2 because I only used 2 in the tutorial. And the cake pans I use were kindly provided by World Kitchen. They're the Baker's Secret brand, links are all in the description. These are the same brand of all my other cake tins that I've used so far. Cut out the shape of the sole, and then the next layer will be with the first part cut off, and then I skip a line and then cut off the second part and slowly build it up. At the back of the shoe there will be 6 layers high, and the first 3 layers are up to the middle of the foot. So you can see the last 2 to 3 layers build up the shoe, but that's up to you. If you don't want to make the shoe as thick, then you can drop a layer. But I like the idea of a thick cartoony shoe because it is Dr. Seuss inspired. Once you've cut out your cake, you're going to fill it with whatever flavouring you like and then give it a generous crumb coat. I've used the bubblegum buttercream flavour because it's my absolute favourite now. It's new to me and I just love it. Then you're going to roll out some black fondant and cut out the eyelets for the shoelaces. I used to use a large straw and then a smaller straw and cut them out so you've got these little rings, and then sit them aside to harden up for later. Also roll out a flat top of black that's going to be the inside of the shoe, and then you want to roll out a white tongue, which I have since added to the template, so that will be on there as well. As this cake also has a reference picture of the Converse shoe, you're going to use that as the side panels, which you cut out the general shape and leaving an extra inch at the back to wrap around. There will be a slight gap between it at the back, but this is going to be covered by a join piece that's going to make it look like the material on the back of the shoe. When you put these sides on, make sure you fold the lip over at the top to give it a nice finish. Do that on both sides and then clean up. You don't have to worry about the toe or the back so much. Now, because my decoration is the cat in the hat theme, I've done the red stripes around the sides and across the tongue. This is up to you. If you want to do different coloured shoes, just use that same coloured fondant and do whatever pattern you like. I think it's important to decorate the tongue first because the laces go over the top. When you don't decorate it, it looks a little bare. As I mentioned, mine's the Dr. Seuss cat in the hat theme, so I'm putting the red stripes all around, and they're a bit wonky on the actual shoe because I think that's what the cat in the hat is representing. Here's the white panel that I mentioned at the back that cleans it up nicely, and you're going to add the extra bits. These were a bit skew for my shoe, so I did them the same. Covering the toe with black fondant to make it look like the rubber nose. This looks quite messy here, but there's a lot of trimmings that go around and clean it up. Now here's I'm putting some stitching in, but I pushed too hard and went through the fondant, so be very careful of that. I'm lucky in the sense that the cat in the hat pattern has little black marks on it and I can just cover it later. Around the bottom of the shoe, you're either going to have a black or white trim. I've done the black because on the shoe itself, it has a black trim with a little red line above it. So I just put a red trim and then a smaller black piece around it. Sealing off the front parts and neaten them up with the black cutoffs. You're just going to use the squares that are a bit thicker and line them off. I just followed the shoe basically and had a good look at what details were on it. Now we're going to stick on the eyelets we made earlier because they've hardened up. I just put a little bit of water on a brush, dabbed it on and then stick them to the side, and then cut strips and poke them into the holes of the eyelets. The strips were quite easy to make. I just did long cuts and then used them because you don't want it to look too neat and too perfect because my laces don't look perfect. Okay, for the side logos, I cut out 2 little white discs and then used edible markers to draw on the Cakes by Chopper logo with a star that kind of represents the Converse All-Stars logo. And then I used a fine tip brush with a black gel food dye that is 2 parts liquid, 1 part gel. And here you can see these are the lines that I put on, and the cake really comes to life once you've put this cartoony effect on it. Stick on your Converse logos and you are done. There you go guys, that is your cat in the hat Dr. Seuss inspired shoes. Mine were personalised with Chopper for the win, thanks to the bestest friend in the whole wide world, Woody. Now I've immortalised these in cake form, they will last forever. Thanks for watching, guys. Please be sure to check out the World Kitchen links in the description. These cake pans are amazing quality. I've used them for the last 3 years and I've got a few more shapes to make you guys some new cakes. So yeah, be sure to check them out. Thanks for watching and I'll catch you next time.